is time to read your comments, bitch. Yeah, I love doing this. I love doing this show. I love the fact that you guys send me in comments and questions and stuff, and I can sit here and actually talk back to you directly because you guys ask some pretty weird questions sometimes. But it's all okay. It's all groovy. I love it. I love talking to you guys, and I get to just be me for a while, as sad as that is. That army dude says, bird, how do you bird correctly? First thing you have to do is realize that any noms that's in front of anybody else's are still your noms, they're just in the wrong place. Second thing is only shit on the most expensive foreign cars you can find. And beyond that, it's just little stuff, you know, like chirp in the morning when the sun comes up, and make sure to make a nest sometimes, fly into a glass window on occasion. Do all those things and you are birding correctly. Taylor Peshek says, just out of curiosity too, what's your favorite game? One that you regularly go back to because you enjoy it. Currently, my favorite game of all time ever is Portal 2. And I know that's kind of boring because a lot of people's favorite game is Portal 2, and I'm sorry about that, but it's just the truth. I love Portal 2. I go back and I play that thing probably every few months just to experience the story again because it's brilliant. It's a brilliant game. I'm pretty sure they found Einstein's brain somewhere. I don't know if you knew this, but it's missing. Nobody knows where it is. And they reactivated it, and Einstein said, you should make a game with portals. Yes, because it's just, it's a freaking genius game. But if we actually want to go back a little bit in time, my favorite classic game, like arcade game, was the 1982 Stern Electronics release of Frenzy. It's kind of a Berserk clone, except for the fact that you can actually reflect your lasers off the walls, and you could shoot the little happy face that comes in, and Tail Fox says, hi to, in the next RYC video, can you tell us a weird story about you in the 80s? Me in the 80s, well, there was this one thing. I spent most of the 80s in Oklahoma, which, by the way, I don't want to imply that Oklahoma is a shithole, but Oklahoma's a shithole. And you might be saying, oh, well, you shouldn't say that, true? The people in Oklahoma doesn't. No, go there and ask the people in Oklahoma, and they'll say, no, he's right, this is a shithole. And back in the 80s, there was so little to do that me and my best friend got bored one day, and we heard about this thing you could do where you actually hyperventilate yourself. You just breathe really heavy and then stand up and put your hands over your neck like this, and you will lose consciousness. So I thought, hey, fuck it, let's give that a try. Why not? That sounds fun. And neither of us really thought about what's gonna happen after you lose consciousness. Well, I found out first because I woke up on the floor in the middle of dirty dishes and laundry and stuff with head injuries. I had apparently just gone boom and hit the floor, and the first thing my best friend said was, my turn. And for a good few years, we would do this now and then just for fun, just for entertainment's sake. We'd knock ourselves out and fall on the floor. And by the way, don't do that at home. There's a lot more at risk than just falling and hitting your head on a desk or a corner or a table or something. It can do brain damage, so do not do that. It's bad for you. I'm saying it because it was funny and stupid that we thought it was fun. So yeah, just a disclaimer there, do not do that. It's bad for you. Cathoric says, I have a question for you on behalf of all dragons. Why are griffins so delicious? Because we are born spicy, honey. Soon as we hatch and we be like, damn, spicy. And of course, spicy is delicious. So there you go. By the way, great to have you commenting on the channel, Cathorix. I watch your videos all the time. You're doing a great job. Alexander Kaplinger says, I feel like you'd fit in perfectly in Borderlands. Who would I be? I'd want to be Krieg. Krieg was my favorite character in that game. I loved running around and just splattering fuckers with Krieg. That was so much fun! Why aren't my thumbs in someone's eye sockets right now? Ayaku Brignar, I'm probably pronouncing that terribly, says, hey, to love you're still uploading. I love your videos. I'd like to know what your favorite beer or drink in general is. My favorite drink of all time is a dirty sweet martini, 3 parts gin, 1 part sweet vermouth, a dash of olive brine, and 2 cocktail onions. That's the way I love my martinis. I love them to death. I will nom them with my face all over the place. My favorite beer, though, is Eichschlinkeler Rauchbier, and you can find it at smokebeer.com. And the way I discovered it was I was in Germany. And Germany's a lot like the United States when it comes to beer because, you know, you have Budweiser ads and Coors, and we advertise our shittiest beers biggest. You know what I mean? Well, Germany does the same thing, and they advertise, you know, Tucker and Warsteiner and a lot of crap beers that just after a while I was like, what is this shit? So I was at an outdoor cafe and I was like, you know what, just bring me your house beer. Bring me a dark house beer. They're like, okay. And they brought me this stuff and I refused at first to even believe that it was beer. I thought somebody fucked up and like dumped me a glass of sausages. And I passed it around the table to all my friends from all over the place, from Britain, France, everywhere. And they're like, this isn't beer. What the hell is this? I don't even know. It tastes like, you can find it in the United States. It is imported here. And if you can find some, but just go out and get some. It's a glass of meat. It's literally a glass of meat. It is the best beer ever fucking conceived. And I will drink it until my liver jumps out of my asshole and starts robbing convenience stores. JDM Dragon says, it's a pointless question, but just because I'm a car guy, I'm curious. What do you drive? Well, I have two vehicles that I drive, and one of them is a nice, shiny, brand new, sparkling clean 2016 Uber ride, and the other one is a not so new, kind of crappy, sort of mid-90s roommate ride. So I don't have a car. I don't. And the reason I don't is because now that I'm just working in the studio, I really only have to go out maybe 2 or 3 times a month. I go out to get groceries, I do a little business, I pick up some stuff, I do some things, and then I come back home, and my Uber bill every month is like 15 to 20 bucks, which, because I'm an old man and I'm like conserving money and I'm more responsible now, is a lot better than paying like a couple $100s a month for insurance on a vehicle just to drive around like a few times a month. So it's a lot cheaper for me to actually just take Uber, to just call up Uber and say, yeah, I want to go to the store, and they go, okay, go to the store, and then go to the store, come back, $5. Boom, there it is. Toshibi Kuru says, Het 2. Are you Domino's or a Subway kind of person, if you get my drift? I'm assuming you mean the restaurants, Domino's or Subway, the restaurants. Subway, I've gotta go with Subway. Love pizza, but Subway, damn, give me some of that up in my first. Snow Gray says, what's your thoughts on a space elevator? I like the concept, I really do, because you get a space elevator up there and then you can send parts and stuff up into orbit. However, I am much more excited about the M Drive. I really am keeping up with that M Drive. If you haven't heard of it, go look it up, the EMDRIVE. They don't know how it's working, but it is. They're bouncing microwaves around in this crazy shape that's actually causing propulsion, and they don't know why it's happening. It physically should not, but they broke physics, and it's fucking working, and they don't know why. I want to find out, because with that the M Drive, we could actually get to the moon in several, hours. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have going on. I told you I love space! Space! Nicky Wolf 22 says, I love your face almost as much as bacon. Bacon face! My question to you is, how do you keep up the motivation to keep doing what you do? I know you like to make people smile, but all the work you put in has to be exhausting sometimes. What keeps you going? Well, that's pretty much it, is knowing that I can make people smile, knowing that there are people out there listening to this that are enjoying, that they've clicked on it, because, I've been sad before, I've been depressed before, I've been lonely before, and there are a lot of times that I would have really loved to just have a familiar voice that I can play that is gonna look at me and just say, hey man, how's it going? Good day, let's jump on into this game, or let's talk about this subject, or something that I'm familiar with to keep me company. And I know what that feels like, to be lonely. And if my work, if doing this every day is helping anyone out there actually going through loneliness or going through dark times, when they can just click on me and I can talk to them and be there, that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me going in this. It's why I want to do it. It's why I've always wanted to do it. So all you guys out there who are being lonely and sad, stop being lonely. Stop being sad. Okay, don't do it. Because there's going to be a brighter day. There always will be. I know you've seen it before. You've always seen, you're sad sometimes and then you come out of it. You're going to come out of it again. You've been depressed and then you come out of it. Lonely, come out of it. You'll come out of it again. You will always come out of it and you'll be fine. And everything will be cool, and I'll still be here with you. William Matz says, do you have some experience with a weird ball down the stairs we should know about? This is, I'm sure he's referring to the first Singularity episode where the ball comes down the stairs. Oh, don't do the ball. Don't do the ball down the stairs. Look up this movie called The Changeling. I think it's a late 70s horror film. I watched that when I was a kid. It scared the balls off me. Today's standards, it's probably pretty weak. I don't know. I haven't watched it in a long time. But at the time, it was like a horror film, like a suspense kind of haunting sort of, you know, guy in a big house that's all spooky and stuff. And at one point during the film, this ball comes bouncing down the stairs. He's supposed to be alone in the house. There's a significance to the ball too in the movie. And it just, my bowels just opened up and released the flood of feces into my pants. It scared the poo-poo out of my bum-bum. So if you're interested, go find that movie somewhere and watch it. I don't know, maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. But coincidentally, it's also the same movie that has continually, to this day, makes me creeped out by those old-timey wheelchairs like in Layers of Fear. Same film did both of the ball and the damn wheelchairs. The same goddamn film. I am the real ODST says, why? God, I've talked about this before. It was because I dropped the cheese in some broken glass and there was no way I was gonna put it down my pants after that. And on top of that, the donkey they brought was supposed to be a 3-legged donkey. This one had 2. Have you ever tried to duct tape pumpkins to the back of a donkey whose rear end is constantly being pulled around in a cart? There was just no way it was gonna happen, so that's why. Jeez. Angel Fox says, hey, too, I'm really curious. Since you used to be a preacher, are there any audio recordings of you giving a sermon? I kind of wish there was, but there's not. And I also kind of am glad there's not. Remember this back the late 70s, early 80s, so, you know, tape recorders, big, huge things, expensive. Microphones, huge, expensive things. And outside of that, I don't know if they changed since then, but I was in the Church of Christ. And the Church of Christ is a very Puritan breed of church. They don't like, you know, electricity, electronic things. They don't have a band. Pretty much the only thing that they want being electric is the lights. Yeah, and the lights. That's about it. So unfortunately, no, I did not get any recordings of anything that I did in the church. But be thankful for that, because it'd probably make you sick to your stomach if you ever heard it. And that does it for reading your comments for today. Remember, if you want to send a comment in that I will most likely read on the show, then please respond to this video, because these videos are where I go to get my reading your comments videos, are the responses from these videos. Also, if you like the show, if you like anything I do, don't forget to actually thank my Patreon patrons. They're the reasons that I'm able to do this for you, and that I'm able to keep up the gaming videos and do everything that I do. And if it gives you a smile and you enjoy watching it as much as I enjoy doing it, then maybe you'll want to sponsor me. Remember, $1. I know there's a lot of people out there, it's like, I can't give them just $1. But keep in mind that if all 21,000 of you were giving me $1 a month, I would be doing the show from fucking Tahiti right now. $1 a month actually does make a big difference, so don't think that it doesn't, and it keeps me going. It keeps my bills paid to where I can sit in the studio and work for you guys all the time. And that's all for today's show, guys. I will see you again on another comments video next month. See you around the gaming videos and around the new bird box, which you guys have said you like. Thanks, I'm gonna make more of those. And take care, and I will see you guys in the next emanation. Until then.